Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena, has been the backdrop for countless iconic moments in WWE history. From Hogan and Andre to Stone Cold and The Rock, the hallowed halls of the Garden have echoed with the cheers and jeers that define eras. This past Monday night, another legendary chapter was written, not with a clash of fists, but with a quiet, profound moment of respect that left the wrestling world speechless. After what was billed as John Cena's final Monday Night Raw, CM Punk returned to the stage to honor his greatest rival in a segment that felt less like a WWE segment and more like a sacred passing of the torch. The air in MSG was already thick with emotion. Cena, having just competed in a grueling main event, stood in the center of the ring, his trademark jean shorts and jerseys replaced by simple black gear. The "Thank You Cena" chants reverberated with a finality that acknowledged the end of a 20-year journey. He spoke from the heart, his voice cracking as he thanked the WWE Universe, the crew, and the superstars who had shared the ring with him. It was a raw, vulnerable farewell from the man who had been the face of the company for a generation. Then the familiar, static-heavy chords of Cult of Personality hit. The pop was seismic, a visceral reaction to the unexpected. Out walked CM Punk, not with the swagger of the best in the world or the menace of the Second City Saint, but with a look of solemn respect. He walked slowly down the ramp, his eyes locked on Cena in the ring. There was no threat, no challenge, only purpose. Punk stepped through the ropes and the two icons stood face to face for the first time in a decade under these circumstances. The crowd held its breath, waiting for a cheap shot, a verbal jab, anything that would revert to their explosive past. Instead, Punk extended a hand. Cena, after a moment of visible surprise, took it. The handshake, a simple gesture that had been impossible between them during their peak years of conflict, now spoke volumes. Punk took the microphone, his voice low and measured. "I'm not here to fight you, John," he began, silencing the last of the speculative cheers. "I'm not here to talk about the past. I'm here because this building and this business demands that we acknowledge the truth. And the truth is, I wouldn't be standing here today. None of us would be where we are without you." He didn't bury their history. He elevated it. Punk spoke of their legendary 2011 Money in the Bank match, their epic clashes on Raw, and the infamous #1 Contenders match in 2013 that main evented Raw over The Rock. "We pushed each other to the absolute limit," Punk said, his gaze unwavering. "You made me better. I like to think I made you better. We were two sides of the same coin, you and I. You were the superhero the company built. I was the guy the people built to fight you. And in that struggle, we created magic." Punk acknowledged that they were never friends. They were opposites in philosophy, in presentation, in almost every conceivable way. But he argued that it was that very opposition that defined a generation of WWE programming. You were the benchmark. To be the man, you had to beat the man. But to be the voice, you had to be heard over John Cena. You were the mountain we all had to climb. As Punk finished, he simply nodded to Cena, a gesture of ultimate professional respect. Cena, visibly moved, pulled Punk into a brief, powerful embrace. The image of the two men, once the yin and yang of WWE, holding each other in the center of the Madison Square Garden ring, is an image that will be etched in history. In that moment, all the old arguments, the reality era versus the Cenation, the pipe bombs versus the hustle, loyalty, respect, melted away. What remained was a pure, unadulterated acknowledgement of greatness. CM Punk, the rebel, had returned to the castle not to burn it down, but to honor the king who was leaving it. It was the perfect final word on one of wrestling's most compelling rivalries, proving that sometimes the greatest honor comes not from a friend, but from your most worthy adversary.